Hi BookTube, I'm here to talk about something that may be a bit controversial in the BookTube community. And this is going to be about book collecting. So for me, I have two different hobbies in relation to books. First, reading them, and the second, collecting them, in case you can't see. I just recently categorized my books using this awesome program called Libib. I will link the website and my profile down below. I'm not sponsored or anything, I just discovered this and thought it was really cool. Yeah, and I have 1,421 books, which kind of irks me because that's 79 books less than 1,500, which is a nice even number, so I will be collecting more books. So for me, the collection of books is a different hobby from the reading of books. I am the opposite of what is quite popular nowadays, minimalism. I call myself a maximalist, and I can get into it, but I actually made a video a little while ago that expresses my feelings on the topic, and I'll link that down below. So, to begin the video, I'm gonna start with the middle grade speech intro cliche and say Wikipedia defines book collecting as the collecting of books, obviously, including seeking, locating, acquiring, organizing, cataloging, displaying, storing, and maintaining whatever books are of interest to a given individual collector. So, book collecting is not just about going after rare and antique books, it's about seeking out books that interest you. Personally, I love collecting pop-up books, I love collecting children's literature, I love collecting books on Canadian history, books on religion and different religious texts, and old books, and hardcover books, and books. I love books. Book collecting is different from accumulating books for the purpose of reading. In other words, I buy books that I have no intention of reading, and I can hear all you TBR shamers out there cringing. Why would you have books that you don't want to read? It's just, I want them. They're pretty, I think they're good for resources. I have a lot of textbooks and stuff that I'm not going to sit there and read cover to cover. They're just, you know, there to reference once in a while. Or there's books that I've accumulated in a set, so why not keep them? I take pleasure in not just reading books, but in owning books, in being able to touch books, in being in awe at the amount of books there are, and having an endless TBR and endless choices of what to read next. I think it's strange to me personally that people want to have 0 unread books on their shelves, because then you just look at it and you go, well, what's the point? You know, this is my trophy case? No, these are books. They're beautiful to look at, and, you know, they're awesome. I use books as decoration, and I love color. I love lots of things to keep your eyes distracted, which is why I have it organized by color, because I think it makes such an impact. Our own personal books create an immersive and important culture in the real world, that you can walk into someone's place and kind of see who they are by looking at their bookcase. They create a sense of home for me. My personal space has always been arranged around books. When I first had this place to myself, I said, okay, let's find out where the books are going to go, and then everything else will come after that. Yeah, and the Japanese actually have a word for us, and I'm going to try and pronounce it. It's sundoku, which is a person who buys books with no intention of reading them. And I'm going to read this anecdote to kind of support, you know, you have to have your citations and everything here. Walter Benjamin, in Unpacking My Library, says, "And the non-reading of books, you will object, should be characteristic of all collectors? This is news to me, you say. It is not news at all. Experts will bear me out when I say that it is the oldest thing in the world. Suffice it to quote the answer which Anatole France gave to a Philistine who admired his library, and then finished with the standard question, 'And you have read all of these books, Monsieur France?' not 1/10 of them. I don't suppose you use your Sevres china every day. So for me, the collecting of books is an example of my reading ambition, which will always be more important to me than my reading accomplishments. So let me know if you collect books, and thank you for watching.